there and welcome to Christmas card inspiration video number 3, and I hope you like the new intro music. Thought it would be a little bit more fitting for this Christmas series of videos and get you in the Christmas mood. So this card is very simple to make. It's a quick and easy tutorial, but it looks fab and can use any of the combinations of Christmas papers that you might have in your stash. So I'm working with my graphic 45 papers first, and I've picked a piece of cardstock to coordinate. So making a DL base that measures 8 inches by 8 inches and is scored and folded in half at 4 inches. So your first piece of pattern paper measures 3 3/4 by 7 3/4, and we're going to stick that to the card front using double-sided tape. So just centralise the piece of paper on the card front so you've got an even border all the way around. When you've made your base card, you will have a spare piece of cardstock, so cut that to measure 2 3/4 inches by 6 3/4 inches. And you also need to cut your second patterned paper to measure 2.5 inches by 6.5 inches. And then you're going to mat the pattern paper on top of the plain cardstock using double-sided tape, and then this time using foam pads, add the panel to the centre of the card. The word that you put on the front of your card could either be Noel or snow, and the O of both words becomes the bauble, which is the pop-up part of this card. The lettering for your card, you could either use stickers that you might already have, or you could use die cut letters, or as I'm doing here, I've got a cricket. You might have a silhouette or something similar, and I've pre-cut my letters using that. So I've cut the shadow letter using the plain cardstock, which is the same colour as the base of the card, and I've cut using a third piece of pattern paper the letters which I'm going to mat onto the larger shadow letters. So it makes quite a nice combination, but you could equally have plain letters, or you could have pattern letters and then ink the edges. So you've got lots of choices to make your letters if you don't happen to have a cricket, but for those of you that do, I use the opposites attract cartridges and cut my letters out at 2 inches high. And whilst I attach my pattern papers to my letters, another thought popped into my head. You could stamp and emboss your letters onto a piece of cardstock, so for instance emboss them in red on green and then cut them out with a slight green border all the way around, and you'd also achieve this effect. So once you have your letters cut out, then you're ready to make your Christmas bauble. You need 1.5 inch circles to make the bauble, and you need 5 in total. 3 that I'm cutting out with the plain cardstock, this burgundy cardstock, and 2 which I'm cutting out using a patterned paper. So you can either use a punch as I am here, or you could use small dies or your cutting machine. So you need 5 in total, 3 of them are plain and 2 of them are patterned. Then you need to fold each of those circles in half. Be as neat as you can when you do this. It improves the effect of the overall pop-up bauble when you look at it. So I'm just folding them in half and giving them a good press down. A little bit more difficult to do on the card and much easier to do on the slightly thinner patterned paper that I'm using. Once you have them all folded in half, you're ready to begin stacking. So starting with one of the plain circles, you're going to stack on top of that, and again being as neatly as you can, matching them up at the fold and at the edge, and you're going to glue them together one on top of the other. So plain, patterned, plain, patterned, plain. Make sure that everything lines up neatly and you'll get a nice effect when you've finished. Once you've got all 5 of the circles neatly stacked and pressed together, you can open it out and you can see how your bauble is taking shape. So the next thing that you want to do is just have a dry run at lining up your letters. So all your letters need to be the same distance top and bottom from the edge of the card, and just line your bauble up with the bottom of the letters, because you're leaving room at the top so that you can add a ribbon bow to embellish the top of your pop-up bauble. And then you just use the flat edge of the circle to attach the pop-up bauble to your card. Next you want to pick a piece of coordinating ribbon, and then, bearing in mind the space that you have at the top of the bauble, tie a small bow, and you're going to attach that in position on top of your bauble. So just trim the ends of your ribbon so that they don't fray. I've got mine a little bit too big, so I'm just adjusting it slightly, retrimming the ends, and I'm going to use a dot of Pinflair silicone glue to hold my ribbon in place. And as this card was so quick and easy to make, I just thought I'd make another one just to show you how versatile it is and how easily you can use the scraps of paper that you may have kept from previous Christmas projects to make this fun card with a pop-up bauble. And as I'm watching myself do this with these papers, I really wish I'd thought to use the word snow, because that would have been quite appropriate for this snowflake paper that I'm using in the background. But I didn't, so I'm using the word Noel, and once again attaching everything into place and making a coordinating bow for the top of the bauble. So as I finish off this card, keep watching to the end of the video for more links to more Christmas card inspiration. I hope you'll agree that this fun pop-up element of the card turns a simple card into something a little more special. So until next time, thank you for watching. I'm really in the Christmas spirit and looking forward to thinking up the next card design that I'm going to bring to you on my YouTube channel. So if you like my videos and want to be the first to know when I do upload my next Christmas inspiration, please click here to subscribe. Don't forget to press like, leave me a comment. I love to hear from you. If you fancy trying something a little bit more complicated, why not visit my Etsy shop to see what's on my virtual shelves. And also I've got a blog, so if you want more inspiration, then please feel free to visit me over there. And last but definitely not least, here until next time are 2 more links to a little bit more Christmas inspiration. See you again soon.